He's back. And this time, he claims he finally has the one thing that Judge Perkins, and honestly, all of us, have been asking for. You remember Judge Perkins, right? The judge who issued that legendary challenge to every sovereign citizen in existence. Give me just one case. One single case where a sovereign citizen actually won in court. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our favorite crayon enthusiast has returned to Judge Perkins' courtroom, and he's walking in with what he believes is that golden case. He's got his papers, he's got his confidence, and he's got absolutely no idea what's about to happen to him. So grab your popcorn, because today we are watching a legal disaster unfold in real time, and it is glorious.
All right, is Clyde there?
Yes.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Are you Clyde Lynch?
Yes.
Did you send me an email?
Yeah. It was about the Dearborn situation, but you know, it was just something to show. But
this is the sovereign citizen situation. Let me see. Let me see you when you're hold on. Turn your camera on.
it is on.
The sovereign citizen situation, right?
I don't know what that word means.
Well,
yeah. I'm gonna say I'm not saying that I'm one of them, but I'm just saying I'm operating under what the Constitution Supreme Court ruling is talking about.
Now, before we even get into what happened in that courtroom, let's address something that comes up every single time we cover one of these videos. These folks, and I say this with the most educational intent possible, these folks love to play a very specific game. The game is called, I'm not a sovereign citizen. I just believe everything a sovereign citizen believes. See, they'll call themselves an American state national, or a free man on the land, or a Moorish American, like the gentleman we're dealing with today. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter what label you slap on yourself. If you're walking into a courtroom with a laminated card, a packet of papers held together with a rubber band, and arguments that were copy-pasted from a 2009 internet forum, you are a sovereign citizen. The term has basically become synonymous with someone who treats legal documents like an all-you-can-eat crayon buffet, and no creative title is going to change that reality.
What is that? What's Supreme Court ruling?
Well, Your Honor, let's just proceed with the case. I know that's what we're doing now. I don't even want to let's proceed because I'm supposed to receive videos of the of the traffic stops.
All right, you have
only one video.
And when let's see Lynch's file. No, those sovereign citizens gonna make me famous.
Well, Your Honor, when the officer pulled me over and he said that, I didn't say those words. I just told him I'm operating under the Constitution, you know, and that's all else I said to him. And he just basically lied, said I was disgruntled, asked for backup and all that. And the video would show I wasn't even whatever, I can't think of the word he said, but he was saying I need backup. I have a irate or whatever word he said, and that was not even true.
All right. Well, what I'm going to say is if some video exists, the last time you were here, I know it was set for trial because Corporal Bennett appeared and Officer Dunn appeared. I don't see anything here that says anything about requesting video.
I sent it to the law department, and I believe I sent it to you that day because you gave me the email address, and I sent the email
let me check my email.
Because I sent it to the wrong email address.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, I sent it to the wrong email address, and I had to write it correctly.
Was this sent to me by mistake? I got Dearborn 19 District Court stuff?
Yeah, I just sent that like a couple of days ago because when I went to go get all my files, the affidavit, one page was missing out the affidavit, which was the body of the affidavit. And I haven't heard anything about it until I went up there to check on my paperwork, and then they gave me a bill. So I just walked out the courtroom. I've been trying to find some federal assistance on that because all my documents gone, CDs, DVDs, all that, all my paperwork. Only what they gave me, and I'm like, it's supposed to be another page to this. They say that's all they had. So I got all the recordings of the whole transaction and everything.
Well, Mr. Lynch, I can appreciate you, and I will definitely listen to any kind of argument that you have, and I'm going to make a ruling on it. But at the end of the day, this Constitution and stuff argument, I haven't seen it work. I'll just let you know. And the stuff that you gave me last time, we had a long conversation about that, and it's just not. I want to make sure all of the stuff is in this file now too. It's just what you're saying is just not the state of the law. I don't know any other way to say it.
And look, I don't enjoy saying this. Actually, that's a lie. I enjoy saying it every single time. But by every accepted standard of legal authority in this country, sovereign citizen arguments are, and I want you to really hear this, complete and total legal nonsense. Not kind of wrong. Not slightly misguided. Not an interesting alternative interpretation of constitutional law. Nonsense. Courts have ruled on this. Judges have addressed this. Legal scholars have written about this. And yet, somehow, every few weeks, someone walks into a courtroom with the same recycled arguments, the same packet of papers, and the same unshakable confidence of a man who has never once been told he was wrong about anything. It is genuinely impressive, in the worst possible way.
But if you have some new stuff, I'd be interested in hearing what you have to say.
Well, basically, what I'm going to say, we just going to continue with the case, and whatever comes about. If the paperwork I given wasn't irrelevant, that's it then. So what is the next step?
So either the next step is take a plea, which I'm sure you don't want to do, but I'll give you the offer, or take it to trial, and those are the next steps.
Well, I guess we're going to have to go to trial.
I'm going to set it for a jury trial too, so you can bring this in front of a jury of your peers and see, what they say. And I guess you don't want a lawyer, right?
The other cases that I had got dismissed for same situation. So
say what?
The other cases I had for this was dismissed, and you told me to give you one name of one person, and I could have said it then and there. It was myself. I had court cases for the same thing, and it was dismissed on whatever circumstances happened. It was dismissed.
So let's talk about what Judge Perkins actually meant when he issued that challenge. When the judge said, "Give me one case where a sovereign citizen won," he didn't mean give him a Supreme Court ruling from 1875 that you've taken wildly out of context. He didn't mean hand him a stack of cases that tangentially mention the word citizen somewhere in paragraph 47. What he meant, what all of us mean, is show us a case where a judge looked at the sovereign citizen packet, read through the arguments, and said, "You know what? He's right. Case dismissed. That case, that specific outcome. Because I have been looking, and I promise you, that case does not exist. Not one. Not a single courtroom in the history of this country has looked at these arguments and ruled in favor of the sovereign citizen on the merits of sovereign citizen theory. Not once."
And what do you mean by that?
For the same driver.
Let's do this. Let's call it and put it all on the record. I have my court reporter back. Let's call it and put it on the record, all right? This is the city of Detroit versus Clyde Darnell Lynch. Case numbers.
How you doing?
SP 1537940, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 1554736, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 1558135, counts 2 and counts 3. SP 1590696, counts 1 and counts 2. Mr. Lynch, state your name for the record, please.
Clyde Lynch.
All right. So, Mr. Lynch, let me ask you this, and this is just to understand, try to really get a grasp of your position. I understand you're why don't you, if you're not a sovereign citizen, usually sovereign citizens tell me, I don't want a lawyer. If you're not claiming the sovereign citizenship, why don't you get a lawyer to help you out with this?
I can't never find no attorney. The last attorney I got, they was telling me you should have just took a deal, you should have paid the ticket, and you really can't find nobody who's going to take your case. So basically, I'm in limbo, and basically all I have to say, not guilty with impunity.
Let's say this. I guess if you're not willing to,
so I'm not a national, so I can't say that. All I'm saying, I'm just a citizen, and all I'm going to say, not guilty with impunity.
Well, how are you immune to this? Because I mean, let's just do this. You don't have to. You don't have to tell me how you're going to proceed with your case. You're fully in the right to proceed however you want to proceed. I'm going to just give you a jury trial, and you'll have to present what you need to present in front of a jury. Will you allow me to assign a lawyer to you just for the purposes of, helping you out with the courtroom procedure and stuff?
You can do that.
Now here's where things get genuinely interesting and honestly a little bit entertaining. He actually showed up this time with a lawyer. I know. I was shocked too. That is a legitimate upgrade from last time. Bringing an actual licensed attorney to a courtroom is, objectively, a much smarter strategy than walking in with a stack of Supreme Court cases that have absolutely nothing to do with a driver's license violation. However, and this is a big however, he didn't fully commit to the bit. The lawyer was only brought in as standby counsel, meaning the sovereign citizen still wanted to represent himself. He just wanted the lawyer there for procedural backup. And then, because, of course this happened, he went back and forth in the breakout rooms, changed his mind multiple times, and ultimately decided that his court-appointed attorney also had a conflict of interest. So now they needed another attorney. At this point, the judge has the patience of an absolute saint, and I say that with complete sincerity.
On Lynch, we just sent a request for a different attorney. It was his request, and I understood his request, so we're just hoping for a different attorney.
Right.
But I think if I'm understanding our conversation, he does not want a jury trial. Mr. Lynch, was that correct?
No, I'm going to give him a jury trial because, listen, he's already filed. Where's Mr. Lynch?
Right here.
All right, let's go back on the record with Mr. Clyde Darnell Lynch. Mr. Lynch, turn your camera on.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
I'll give you a prompt.
Okay, hold on. Here you go.
So he's already filed a lot of things with it, and we've had a long discussion about what he's filed and the legalities of it. I don't find anything that he's filed that has any merit. So That's why I'm giving you a jury trial, because if you bring the same stuff in a trial, if it's the same as what you're giving me and the stuff that you're professing, based on what I see, you're gonna lose.
So
By me.
If the judge is saying the information is not valid and the people don't know nothing, so why won't I put my hands in the hands of the people?
And this right here is the part that I find most fascinating about sovereign citizen court cases. The judge has already told him how this is going to end. Judge Perkins has already made it crystal clear that he knows the law. He has reviewed the arguments, and he is going to rule against him. That information is on the table. It is not a secret. And yet, the sovereign citizen's response to that information is not to reconsider his position. It's not to consult with his attorney. His response is to request a jury trial, because his logic is that a jury of regular people might not know the law as well as the judge does, and therefore might accidentally rule in his favor. That is the strategy. Find people who know less about the law and hope for the best. Bold move.
Because first of all, what I'm telling you is I'm trying to give you a fighting chance with these arguments that you're making. What I'm telling you is you're not going to have a fighting chance with me. You're going to lose unless you come with something substantially different than what you have. At least with the people, you said it yourself. They don't know the law, or they might not even know the law. So you may be able to get them to side with you just because they love Mr. Lynch and they want it. I don't know. But other than that,
no jury. I really don't know people jury. I'm not even gonna do that. So if I found guilty, so I'm gonna have to sue every person that was a juror.
I don't know what you're gonna have to do. I don't know, Mr. Lynch. You're the one that's making these arguments up, and you're the one that has researched and done what you've done. You provided that stuff to me, so you're expected to know the law. You're expected to know the law. So whether you can sue jurors and whether you can sue whoever, that's going to be on you to know, and then or if you don't know, that's going to be on you to find out.
Now, at one point during these proceedings, the question came up about whether or not he could sue the jurors if the jury ruled against him. And because I genuinely care about your time, I did the research so you don't have to. The answer is no, absolutely not. Jurors have immunity, similar to the immunity that judges have, that prosecutors have, and that essentially anyone who formally participates in the judicial process has. You cannot sue a juror for how they voted. That is not a thing. It has never been a thing. And the fact that this was even a question that needed to be asked tells you everything you need to know about where we are in these proceedings.
Okay, so I have to get back with the law department about the videos and the dash cam of the police officers?
That I can Mr. Bowman, can you put your appearance on the record, please?
Honor, Mr. Bowman, for the people, P33764.
All right. Now, Mr. Lynch, now I can potentially help you if the stuff exists. Mr. Lynch is asking for body cam and whatever discovery that body cam, audio, video, whatever discovery that the people have, it relates to his matters.
Your Honor, I understand that, and discovery would be provided if he files a valid request pursuant to the court rule for discovery.
So you saying I haven't done that previously? I don't send it to the law.
Hold on, Mr. Lynch. Your Honor, if I'm not mistaken, the court rule just says upon request. He's made his request today. I don't think that there's anything in the court rule that requires anything other than him making a request. Mr. Lynch has made his request for discovery, and I believe it's supposed to be provided to him.
Court rule provides for a written request, and that has not happened.
All right, that's the discovery, rule 6 point. We're gonna know this discovery rule, and you got it.
Forward and backwards.
Yeah, you need to get this book. You need to get this book, Mr. Lynch.
And with that, we have reached the end of the substantive portion of today's video, because everything that followed was, predictably, a lengthy back and forth between attorneys, followed by the court scheduling yet another date about a month out, which honestly tracks perfectly for a case like this. If you want to watch the full, unedited version of these proceedings, I've linked Colin's channel down in the description. Go show him some love because he does incredible work getting this footage out there. As for the sovereign citizen, all I'll say is this. Judge, I don't think that law book has nearly enough pictures in it for our friend to walk away with any new understanding of how the legal system works. But hey, maybe next time. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike. I can take it. Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts, and make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you never miss a video. I'll see you in the next one.